my brothers and sisters, because we were having interaction both positive and negative. But eventually we got to a stage where all of the beings on the earth had left monotheistic oneness of understanding, and that all of the enlightened beings, or beings upon the truth of the light, were no longer upon the earth, because they had realized that they should not have violated the rules of the law of the prime directive, for it wasn't time, if any of these things occurred. And because all of us know that we're getting very close to the timings of first contact and what we're now calling first contact for our modern day and age, and many of the beings from many of the different races who we call enlightened now are going to come and tell us stories about different time periods in their past and different members of their race who interacted with our society in different times. And some of the times the stories are not going to be so easy to swallow, and we're going to have to deal with a lot of past baggage of many of these races, and many of the beings who are interacting and communicating with those who are in the lightworker community now have been expressing this truth to you, that you must understand, that they have been trying to reinforce this concept to you, that now that they are talking about coming again, they don't want to see the same flaw in those of us here falsely attributing to them any godlike properties or any false attributions of deity. They don't want us to fall into the same traps. And they have already admitted that they have made mistakes with us in the past. And some of these things are now becoming more and more clear to people in the enlightenment community or on the ascension path. And so when we talk about Noah specifically, we go back to the text and we understand. Now, one of the things that I'm going to do is, because today we're going to do a couple of interesting things on harmonics, it's important because we're talking about where you get your knowledge from and the importance of understanding that you're looking for people on the earth who are expressing themselves in the vein of truth, who are claiming to be on the light. And this is one of the issues that, of course, I'm having to reinforce, because many people out there claim to be upon the light, or light workers, or claim to understand what they're talking about. And perhaps they understand a segment of the story and they're expressing that truth, but oftentimes they are misunderstanding some of the things that are happening on a larger scale. And so one of the things that I do for you is explain things to you in a larger scale so that you can see the big picture. And because one of the issues that often comes up amongst light workers is harmonics, or frequency, or vibration, or the actual feeling of the light, since one of the most important issues that we're claiming is that those who are calling themselves Muslim, as I am, and saying that we have the very word of Allah given to us in the Quran, and the method of the final messenger, the final light worker assigned by Allah to this planet, Muhammad, seal of the prophets, we're saying that if you understand what this means, especially those in the light worker community who are understanding channelings, the prophet received the channeling from the archangel Gabriel, from the very creator of all that is, to Gabriel, the very word spoken by the Creator in the original language of Arabic that was chosen for the very final word. Now, if you understand that conceptually, then if you are upon the path of light, if you're calling yourself a light worker, or a way shower, or a star seed, or a path shower, or a rainbow warrior, or an ascended master, or an ascension seeker, or any of these spiritual concepts, if you're someone who meditates, or is on the path, or does light work, or sound work, or tone work, or vibrational work, and you can hear tone or feel vibration, then forget about all the naysayers in the world who are talking about Islam and Muslims as the enemy. You should be able to hear the original language of the Arabic and see if you feel the vibration. And so I'm going to start reading from the Arabic surah, or the chapter from the Quran, the very words of the Creator in the original language, channeled to the Archangel Gabriel, to the Prophet Muhammad, and then memorized word for word by all of the Muslims all over the world. The chapter is obviously called Noah, the very prophet that we're talking about. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إنا أرسلنا نوحا إلى قومه أن أنذر قومك من قبل أن يأتيهم عذاب أليم قال يا قوم إني لكم نذير مبين أن اعبدوا الله واتقوه وأطيعون يغفر لكم من ذنوبكم ويؤخركم إلى أجل مسمى إن أجل الله إذا جاء لا يؤخر لو كنتم تعلمون. I'll read the translation from you for the rest of the verses. Verily we sent Noah to his people, saying, warn your people before there comes to them the painful time of torment. He, Noah, said, O my people, verily to you I am a plain and open warner, that you should worship Allah, the Creator alone, and be dutiful to Him, and obey me in what I am telling you. He, the Lord Most High, will forgive you of your sins and respite you for an appointed term. Verily, the terms of Allah, when it comes, it cannot be delayed, if you but understood. He said, O my Lord, verily I have called my people night and day, but all of the calling that I have done brought them nothing closer to the truth, and they always fled. And verily every time I called unto them that you might forgive them, they put their fingers in their ears and covered themselves up with their garments, and persisted in their refusal, and magnified themselves only in their pride. And O my Lord, Noah said, I called to them openly and out loud. And verily it's true that I proclaimed it to them in public. And then I went to them in secret and appealed to them in private. And I said to them, ask of your Lord, for your Lord is most forgiving, and He is most merciful. And He will send to you rain in abundance, and give you increases in children and wealth, and bestow upon you gardens, and bestow upon you rivers. What is the matter with you, O my people, that you don't hope for the reward from the true Lord? You see, you have to understand, my brothers and sisters who are there calling yourselves light workers and way showers, that my brother Noah, how hard it was for him to imagine for 950 years calling the people to the light and recognizing that the changes were coming. Being someone who could read the signs of the times, look at the weather and the patterns and know, and communicating spiritually and understanding between that dialogue of the heart and the soul between him and his Creator, and knowing that the changes were coming and warning everybody around him. Like many people are talking about right now, seeing the signs around you. And Noah communicating with the animals, being able to understand their vibration, their frequency. Like many people are talking about now. Sounding a little bit crazy, it's true, like many people claimed he was. But imagine being one of the few, one of the only ones upon all of the earth, and calling people for so long, and no one is listening to you? And sometimes it's true, my brothers and sisters, we hesitate like I hesitate for so long just to do this videos, just to admit what so many people are admitting. But sometimes we hesitate even to speak our truth when we should be openly spreading it to everyone we know and love, if it is the truth from our hearts, if we don't have doubts. And Noah was trying to express this truth. What is the matter with you, O people, he said, that you don't hope for the reward of truth that you were promised? Well, He, the Creator, has created you out of different kinds and different stages. See, Noah said to his people, that He, the Lord Allah, has created 7 heavens one above the other. He already knew at that time, and they already understood that there were many levels of ascended masters and beings at different levels of the heavens. See, Noah said, that he has made the moon a light therein, and he has made the sun a shining lamp.